Hey guys, it's Obscure Speaks here. In this video, which is part 2 or episode 2, we're going to be going over basically adding in links, images, and other kind of cool stuff like that. Since it's part 2 of the kind of series I'm doing, if you remember from the last tutorial, we did this. We basically wrote out some code, and it turned out to be just really simple, just like this. But now we're going to alter some of this by adding fonts as well. So let's go ahead and define some fonts. So to add in a font, it's not just like this, font, and then adding, it's not just that basically, it's having to add in font, well, tag properties. So font, face, that's basically just the font that's going to be defined. You cannot do fonts like Batman Forever, if you've ever used that font, or Androgyne or something like that. You have to use fonts that are web safe, or basically on every single computer in the world, or every home computer should have these fonts already installed anyway. An example of these usually is Verdana, so I'm going to do Verdana. Save that, and we'll go ahead and do this. And that changed the font. More clear now, a bit clearer. But I hate this background color, so I'm going to change this. So we're going to go here, and I'm going to insert a hex color code. Now, here's a good tool for doing this. It's called Photoshop. So just go in here and click here, and you get a hex color code right here. This is a good one right here, but you can obviously go round and round until you get them. So I said F2, so here we go. That's kind of like a light kind of grey white. Then we'll do copy. But in this tutorial, I might go over background images and stuff like that, but I won't actually go over that tutorial on this tutorial because that would have to be in CSS, which I'm not introducing to you guys yet. So as you can see, I've obviously got this code here, and this code right here shouldn't work, but it might work. We'll try it. So yeah, I never knew that would work, because usually you have to put this in front of it. It's called the hash right there. That shows that it's hex. This is basically just hex color values. They're not that important, but they're good if you want to define a certain color that's basically not a web color apparently. But yeah, so here's where we're going to be doing some more fonts work, right? So I'm going to quickly resize this so there's a bit more space. Seeing a little bit more space. Okay, so as you can see, we got font face equals Verdana, and that right there has changed the font to Verdana, okay, on the web page right here. But as you can see, for people who have maybe eye difficulties, who can't see this, or old people, if your site's designed for old people, you have to take into account that they might not be able to see this text, so let's make it bigger. So, for example, just to make it big, obviously just do size, whoopsies, size equals, now the default is free, so I'm going to pick 6, because the default is that, and I'm going to pick 6. Free is the default, as I said, and tada, that's quite big, right there. Let's see how that works out. So, there we go. But let's go ahead and we'll change the colour of this as well, and then we'll try to centre it. So colour equals this, and if you're from the UK, you may be thinking, why is it not like that? That's because it's got the American spelling, or non-UK spelling, I'm not really that sure. But in the UK they spell it like that. It's on web design, it's spelled like that. You will get used to that really easily. So yeah, let's change the colour. Let's find a good colour. I think black's quite a nice colour, but we've already got that. But let's change it to maybe a nice kind of red kind of colour. So a nice kind of red here. Got the red, just changed it about. This is a nice kind of tomato kind of colour here. Not really that sure, but you know, I'm just making this up as I go along. And go like this, and as I always do anyway, you know, apparently you don't need to now, do that right there, the hash right in front of the hex value, and then as you can see, tada, it's changed. Okay, so let's go ahead, and as you can see, this isn't centered, so let's go ahead and center it and maybe make it 2 sizes bigger, so 8, and save that. And now to center these kind of things, instead of doing it like here and inserting the center tag right here, but actually going to put it on top just to make it look a bit clearer, since I want to keep the size of the font or the size of the zoom pretty reasonable so you can see. So to center it is pretty simple. It's also the American spelling or non-UK spelling. It's like that, and in the UK they spell center like that. Okay, so as I said, these are really easy to adjust to. So then just do center again in front of the thing that you're trying to center. There's 2 ways to center, or 3 ways maybe. There's 2 ways with CSS, and this is 1 way, so we'll just save that. And go into the web page. And there we go, that's nice and centered and a bit bigger because we changed the size. And that's pretty good, okay? So now what are we going to do? as I said, we're going to insert some images. So I've already got an image downloaded, and then we're also going to download some, well, put in some links. So here's my image right here. Just found a bear, to search a bear, and I got this. So this is actually a pretty large image, even though it may not look that large. It is about maybe more than 3/4 of my screen. It's probably around 4/5 or something like that. I'm not that sure, but still, it's a pretty large image. Just close that down right now, and we know the name of this is bear.jpg, so we're going to insert that in. And to insert stuff in, it's basically one tag, which I don't think it needs to close at all. So here we go. Obviously, because we want that centered under it, we'll just make centered a bit bigger. Okay, so now we've got more space to put in stuff they want to put in. Just to make it look a bit clearer, I'm going to tab these all down so that you can actually see separate tags and stuff. So let's add in an image. Okay, so to do this, obviously just do tag, then img, which is image, and then you may be thinking, so image href or something. No, it's image source, like that. Okay, I think, I'm not really that sure, but that may work. Well, I doubt it though, but no, that may work, but I'm not that sure. I just do this in case. So then we equals that to nothing yet, and that should be us. Save that, and that will do nothing. So now let's add in our image. Okay, so we know that our image is called bear.jpg. Okay, and then we'll save that, and now look at this pretty large image. Ta-da! Huge, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and use tag properties to resize this. Okay, so let's do that. Using tag properties are pretty simple, and for this it's going to be really simple ones, and these are going to be width, or whoopsies, I keep on making spelling mistakes. So width, we're not going to define that yet, and height, and we're not either going to define that either. And then we'll save it, just in case. And then height, well, width, let's change the width to 1000 pixels. That's pretty nuts, that's a bit big. Let's make it around 800, not really that sure. And then height, around 450 maybe. And then we'll save that, and then there we go, that's kind of worked out. Not really that worked out that great, but it's worked out okay. If we wanted to make that look a bit better, we'd obviously just make that around maybe 500 or something. I'm not that sure, but there we go, that looks a bit better. And now let's add in some links. Okay, and this is much different, right? These are going to be links. These aren't going to be like nav links at the top, which I will do a tutorial on, but these are just going to be links, and certain links into your page, for example, to my YouTube channel. So obviously we're going to just like YouTube, and here's my YouTube channel right here. I don't really need to copy the link, but just showing you my YouTube. Go into my channel, and as you can see, you got this. I'm just going to copy this actually, but who cares? And then we'll close that down, and that should be us good. So let's add in a link. To add in a link, it's basically just a. That means, I think it means anchor, but I just call it a anyway because it's just a link. So a, and it's not a source, it's a href equals. Oh yeah, by the way, you can actually add in links here for images, but I just downloaded it to make it easier. So a href equals nowhere yet, and to make the actual link go nowhere, you just do this hash sign or whatever it is, and then go ahead and just do that, and then we'll go ahead and close off the a tag like so. And inside here is basically where you put your link. So click here for my YouTube. Okay, and save that, and then refresh, and as you can see, that's kind of went here, and that's kind of collided with that. I think I can fix that, which would just be a little code right here, BR. And what this does is, as I might have said in an old tutorial, this actually just leaves a line, well, space in between, so it's not like a straight line. It's like the image, space line, well, space link. So we'll go ahead and save that and see if that makes any changes, and yes, it did. It definitely did. And as you can see, click here, nothing happens. It just goes up here and it adds on this kind of value right here. So that says it's going nowhere, and this stays the exact same web page. So we're all good. So then let's go ahead and we'll actually add in the link. So as I said, I copied that a minute ago, and that should be us good. So we'll go ahead and save that. Refresh. Now as you can see, I've actually clicked refresh. I'm just clicking F5. Click it, and ta-da, my YouTube channel. So yeah, this is really nice. That's a cool way to do it. There's other things that you could do. I'm pretty sure you can add in, like, just basically underneath images by using alts. I'll try that. So alt equals, and then this is a bear. This is a bear. Save. See if that does anything here. Oh, whoops, go back. Nothing's happened, but usually if you define that in some other kind of way, it would put text somewhere, but that's not happened, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we've inserted an image here, and we've inserted these links here, some links right here, which I'll be showing you how to style, and we've inserted kind of a header. But before I finish, I'm going to show you and tell you about headers. Headers are different, right? So let's go ahead and create a brand new document. This won't be part of our actual web page yet, I don't think, and I'll show you what these are. Headers. So here's basically a header. Okay, it's not just like that, which should just be header. It has to be header 1, header 2. This is actually really helpful for us, and I'll tell you why that is. So close header 1, well, header 1, oopsies, and then we'll just say number 1. Okay. And now you may be thinking, oh, I used to think this at the very start when I started web design. No, we won't save that. That basically you had to do this until you got up to like 100 or something like that, but that's incorrect. This is actually, you can add as many H1s as you want into the page. Okay, that doesn't really matter how many you have. Yeah, I'll just show you what I mean by that as well. So H1, this is also number 1, and then we'll close off. That's header 1. This tutorial has lasted quite long, I'm pretty sure, but here we go. I'll show you what this actually is. So we'll save this to our desktop as show, just to show you guys. Save it, and I'll show you what this actually does. What it actually is importance. It's level of importance. So here's importance level 1, and importance level 2, and importance level 1. It's basically just the size of the font, but I think if you were to have importance level 1 with loads and loads of text, it will just make it smaller automatically. But here's what we basically added in for this simple, really simple web page. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. This is just kind of a snippet kind of tutorial. It should go as number 2 maybe, just adding in fonts, images, colours and links. So anyway guys, I'll go over more of this and some more tutorials that are going to be coming, obviously. And anyway guys, thanks for watching this video. Please comment, rate and subscribe. Thanks.